In this video, we're just going to learn to de-armor ourselves with a lacrosse ball. It's starting to bring everything we've learned from previous videos into a very simple practice. So I'm recapping 3-part yogic breathing in and then breathing out through the throat with the de-armoring breath, making sure the jaw is soft when we breathe in, so the body's relaxed on the inhale, the body's relaxed on the exhale. 3-part yogic breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Before we de-armor, we have to get into our parasympathetic nervous system. We have to learn to take this long de-armoring breath 3 or 4 times before we press into the body. This breath will lower our pain threshold because we're relaxed on the in-breath and the out-breath, and our conscious awareness has moved down mainly into our gut with some awareness on our throat. Now you can see the different points where I'm potentially going to put the ball on my body. If you ever come to do an advanced training with me, we go much deeper into these points. The important thing to remember right now is don't go too deep. We don't want to go very deep into the body. We want to use very light pressure, just lowering the pain threshold so we can start to find where the trauma is. And that's about all we need to use. So now I'm going to take some tea towels and the lacrosse ball. I'm going to fold the tea towel and I'm just going to place it down. It does 2 things. It holds the ball where I want it to be and it starts to give the ball some height. And then I'm using, before I press down, I have my de-armoring breath, 3-part yogic breath, breathing out through the mouth with sound. I might be moving my jaw as I'm breathing out, wiggling my toes, so the body's fully relaxed. And on the out breath, I'm allowing my body to, just the weight to naturally push into the ball. And whenever there's trauma, you'll see that there's some resistance. Your body wants to go up, it wants to shake. Don't push anything too hard. We're just relaxing into the pain. It's as much pain as we can take while relaxed, but not so much that we go too deep into the body. And my aim here is through 3 or 4 long breaths, remembering the longer I breathe out, the more I can get into the emotion, into the pain, until I can come fully down on the ball. Now for me, this wasn't quite high enough, so I'm going to take another tea towel so the ball's a little bit higher this time, so it will go deeper. You might not need to do this, but you might, and I make sure that I'm way below my chest bone, probably just start slightly above the navel to be safe. Eventually you'll move on to the navel, and then we take the de-armoring breath and we're only lowering our weight down on the out breath. On the in breath, we just hold the tension where it is, but we don't push down anymore. Breath, sound, movement, relaxing the jaw, relaxing the toes, the fingers, making sure there's no tension in the body. Your neck might want to move. You just think you're reprogramming the nervous system, resensitizing it, allowing it to feel into pain where it would normally contract, react, pull away, and you're just staying into that breath and softening. So you're softening with the de-armoring breath. That's what makes this different to yin yoga. That's what makes this different to myofascial release or CrossFit training or any exercises like that. Really breathing all the way out. And now you see this is the aim, is to come flat down with my head face down and taking those long breaths out and trying to learn from those feelings. I actually decided to make this video today because I did some yoga and then I had a big pain in my side and I was struggling to bend down, and I started to de-armor my body. And as well as having a lot of creativity, which led to me making this video, I suddenly realized I needed to make this video because self-de-armoring really works. I was in pain, I pulled something, probably part emotional, and doing this practice heals me very quickly, and I'm sure it can do the same for you. And it's very simple. Everything I'm teaching you is very simple. It's just learning to combine the base elements of this practice and putting them together until your body communicates with you, until you're learning from your body. If you're not learning, if your body's not communicating, if there's not emotion, feeling, tingling, sexual energy, some combination of all of the above, we need to look at what needs to change in the practice. This can often be going back to non-dual psychology and different elements. And right now it's really learning to breathe. I'm going to be very repetitive because this work is that simple. The de-armoring breath, which has many layers to it, and you've learnt these, and learning to work with that pain, pleasure threshold. Now, as I come out of these exercises, I might want to start to massage my stomach. It's very good to massage the body, to feel energy moving around, to feel my body becoming warmer, starting to bring some pleasure into those places that I've just hurt. When we're de-armoring, it's a transformation of energy, a transformation of emotions. It's not about how long can I take pain, it's how much pain can I trigger in my body in a safe and relaxed way, and then bring my body to pleasure. And this resensitizes my nervous system. This reprograms my nervous system. This creates a different relationship with my emotional and energetic bodies. And I'm teaching you now in reality, my practice is much longer. It's actually a lot more movement. It changes on a daily basis, but these videos are really to help you learn how to put all of those elements together. You might notice I've just spent 3 days in the mountains, and I did a lot of barefoot walking while I was there. And I think that is one reason why I need a lot of practice today, because my muscles have done a lot of work over the last 3 days and in the Swiss mountains. Now you can see I'm de-armoring the side of my body. So if you know where your psoas is, this is a good way into the psoas. So I'm de-armoring the left side as well as the center. I can come down into the hips. You just use this lacrosse ball in any places that you normally would. And in this sequence, we're kind of giving ourselves an abdominal massage, a life pulse massage, part of Chinisang, which is the Taoist abdominal massage. In Hinduism, in Ayurvedic medicine, we would call it a mama point massage on the abdomen. And we're just looking at some very basic points. So I'm de-armoring the large artery that comes down the middle. And now I'm working with the psoas. And what I find is where all of the organs and the glands start to attach to the spine. You get a lot of emotion into these places. And it can feel sometimes like there's tingling in the spine. Again, never go too far. Don't push yourself past any edges. Don't do yourself any harm. This practice has to be holistic. If our body's really not in good shape, then we should do very little of this work, and we should just do more exercise. So we should be evolving holistically, our body, our mind, our emotions. If we have a very fit and strong body, then it's okay to go a little deeper, to apply a small amount of more pressure, more pain. You might not want to come all the way down flat. If there is too much pain, stay high up. And for me, this is going into my psoas and into a certain point. So it's good to keep letting my jaw move, my neck move. I see that it makes my face want to twitch. When I really relax my body, you notice that all of the tension, everything that's going on in your body is reflected in your face. So your whole muscular structure, from one sense, is held in your face. So if we release all of the trauma from our bodies, but we don't relax our face and allow our jaw to move and our cheekbones, we kind of put the energy back to where it was, because it's reflected in the structure of our face. So letting the jaw move, the nose twitch, the eyebrows, this really allows the transformation to go deeper. So our internal organs are moving around, they're realigning. Maybe our liver is too close to our diaphragm, maybe our kidneys are too high, maybe our intestines are a little twisted, and we're just allowing energy and emotion to put us back into a more healthy and aligned space. So nothing in our practice is about force, is about pushing. It's about getting to the place where the energy and the emotions can express, and then breathing in a way that our internal body realigns itself, and then allowing our muscles to reflect this change, allowing this change to happen in our face. I am by no means perfect in my physique or my body or anywhere really. I'm always learning and trying. There's so much I can improve on. But I do know that these practices really work for releasing trauma, for taking away pain. And we still have to do the other things. I definitely need to exercise more, my body, my mind, my emotions. More practice is always good. So in this moment, I'm just feeling the energy run through my body. I'm feeling it in my spine. If I was to really relax, these movements might be more feminine. My body might want to dance in the feminine pathway of energy, but it's often my choice and my practice to center the energy more into my spine and feel energy move through the masculine pathway through the spine, through the masculine pathway in the microcosmic orbit, so the opposite way around to the feminine. This is always a choice. The practice is teaching us to run both at the same time, to spread our awareness so we can be conscious of both flows of energy, or 4 flows of energy moving at the same time. So now I'm just showing you some different points you can do, the left and the right, and working down into the hips. Yeah. So having the cushion can, the tea towel will stop the ball from rolling around on the floor. And now this is just my fascia release or CrossFit. I have very tight deltoids. So I like to put the ball into this place, and this is the de-armoring. So I'm using the 3-part yogic breath. I'm breathing out through my throat. I'm letting more energy into my stomach. And then I'm pushing down onto where that pain is, but lowering my pain threshold so I can feel more pain. And my body and my emotions can talk about what is that pain, what is that resistance, how is the physical reflected into the emotional, the energetic, the mental. And when we're doing this practice, we have to go slower. We have to be able to move into our pleasure, into our bliss, and back into our pain. I don't have the time to do that right now, so I'm just going over some very basic CrossFit exercises for releasing the glutes and the different muscles in your body. Really like de-armoring, you just put the ball anywhere where it goes in and softens the skin. So under the glutes is good. Then we have these points down the side of the legs, on the outside of the leg, on the inside of the leg, just above the knee, below the knee, the elbows. You can kind of put it anywhere. I'd really encourage you to take a lacrosse ball or a CrossFit ball, a hard ball, a dog ball that you can get from the pet shop, and 2 or 3 tea towels. And then you just learn to de-armor, and here's the points again. Oh no, what we're doing now is after self-de-armoring, it's good to do the 3-part yogic breathing reversed, so tensing the abs, starting to put some muscle tension back into the body, breathing with a tight core and a locked jaw, programming tension in. In these moments, obviously, you should be feeling more pleasure and joy than you are pain. Otherwise, you're just putting the trauma and the pain back into the body. That's not what we want to do. So whenever we're tensing our body, we should be feeling pleasure and joy. And I would just really encourage you to experiment with this practice, to experiment with a CrossFit ball. And remember to have fun. Make the practice your own, and to always put pleasure and joy back into the body at the end of sessions. And it's good to create tension in the body and to do core exercises to put strength back into the core. So after you de-armor, re-armor, not just with love, but with strength.